Hey, it's your man StyleCon coming at you today with another video. Smoking on my little stogie here. Brought out the Grand Seiko. Now let's get into this video. And we're going to be talking about today, why are watches a better status symbol than cars? And here are the reasons why. Now let's get into this video. First and foremost is the resale value. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're buying a Movado or something like that, they have zero resale value. But if you're buying something decent and you buy it pre-owned, like my first decent watch was a Breitling Colt Automatic. I had that watch for 10 years, paid $1,100 for it, wore it damn near every day for those 10 years. And guess what? I sold it on eBay for $1,600. So I made a $500 profit. Plus, I wore it all the time. Can't beat that. Most cars you buy, Mercedes, BMW, I've had these cars before. They drop like a rock in the resale value. You buy a Mercedes for $100,000 today, 5 years from now, you'll be lucky if you get 20 for it. Watches, better resale value. I don't care if you're going for the AP, the Rolex is great, but if you're just going for the Tudors, the Omegas, the Grand Seikos, I'll never lose a dime on this watch for the amount that I paid for it. I won't lose a dime. That's why it makes a better status symbol. It's a status symbol that's not going to be a depreciating asset. Maintenance on this. If you have any of these exotic cars, maintenance is outrageous. You're not going to go like, hey, I got my Lamborghini. Let me pull up at Pep Boys. Hey, what can you do for me? It's like, yeah, they'd laugh at you because they can't do shit for you. The cars don't work. they can't maintain them. You have to take these to specialty places. Even your Mercedes, BMW. You might have some local guy. But I've had these cars. They are outrageously high in price to keep maintained. They're not like having a Honda or a Toyota. I mean, obviously, if you're looking for a status symbol, Honda and Toyota's not it. But you want a Mercedes, BMW, Maserati. These cars are status symbols, but they're also money pits. Your watch typically will not be a money pit for you. Longevity. Most cars, of course, will eventually die out and need maintenance. Most watches are pretty good. Every 5 to 7 years, whatever it might be, you go ahead and get it serviced. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Whereas with these cars, it will. Like my brother. My brother is into old Cadillacs, and he tells me every time he takes his cars, I said something always breaks. He said it's guaranteed. And he's getting to the point where he's getting ready to sell them because he said he's tired of it. But it's just an old car will have issues. I don't care if you have a Lamborghini, an old Mercedes, and then the cost, because sometimes they don't make parts for these cars. Like my brother told me, every now and then he's got to go to a machine shop and have something custom made because they don't make parts for these cars, and they junked most of these cars throughout the years. So that's another reason why. And then your watch can be under the radar. I mean, obviously, the rap boys, if you watched any of my recent videos, they're destroying the watch game to me. You could wear your Protect in the worst neighborhood in the world. Nobody would know what you had on your wrist. Now they're always talking about it, showing it, and then needless to say, you know, it brings more light to it. And now, but if you wear it underneath a cuff, nobody's going to know what you have on. And then the best part, and the reason why watches are a better status symbol is because when you leave your car, nobody knows it's yours. Let's put it this way: you drive your car to work, and if you have this kind of money, if you're buying Mercedes and BMWs and Lamborghinis, you're not working a 9 to 5. Take my word for that. Unless you have some special skill. Most people that I know that make money, they put in 10, 12-hour days. If you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're not going in at 7 in the morning and leaving at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You're going in at 7 in the morning, but you're leaving at 7, 8 o'clock at night. So then the car is sitting for that period of time. And then when you go home and you sleep your 8 hours a day, then the car is still sitting. So you'll pull up at a restaurant, somebody sees you get out of it. That's the extent of it. You go to the mall, you go shopping, whatever it is, somebody sees you get out of it. That's the extent of it. Where your wristwatch, you can have that with you 24/7. If you want to sleep in your watch, you can go ahead and do that. If you wherever you want to wear it. You never have to take it off. And if you do have one of those more popular watches, say sorry, your Rolexes, your APs, you got things like that. You got your Tudors, you got your Omegas, very popular watches. So it's always with you. No matter what, you leave your car. I'm just going to use this as a shitty example, but some hot chick sees you. Get out your Lamborghini. If she's a gold digger, because if you have those kind of cars, I hate to tell you this, more men attracted to Lamborghinis and Ferraris than you'll ever attract with women. Now, don't get me wrong, you got gold diggers out there. They see you pull up in that Lamborghini and Ferrari, okay, great. But then they see the car sitting outside and you're in your restaurant, eating. Nobody knows that's your car. But then if she's a gold digger, even though not all women are gold diggers, but there's some women that like to finer things in life and they can appreciate that. And with that, oh, you're at the restaurant, say, oh, that's a nice Rolex, that's a nice AP. Oh, I love Grand Seiko. So it's always with you. When your car's not with you, nobody knows who it belongs to. But your watch, people will always know it belongs to you because it's always on you. And these are the reasons why watches are better status symbols than cars. Once again, it's your man StyleCon. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, leave them down below and I will check you out in the next video.